What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got some pretty exciting stuff going on with the Z. As you saw in the last video, we got all the suspension done and in the car, front and rear, all of the adjustable arms, the new springs on the coilovers, and everything is in, and she is on the ground. I know I didn't get to show you guys of like any clips of it on the ground in that video because I wanted it to go out when it did. But now she's sitting on the ground, still on stock wheels and everything, and no adjustments since that video. So basically, you guys will see exactly what that video left off as. And we'll be adjusting everything today. But let's go ahead and show you all that because it looks sick. Like I said, this is all getting adjusted. Height's going up, but oh my God. This thing on 18s, I mean, the amount of camber is absolutely insane that this thing has right now. And the 18s, it's pretty damn low on the front, and also a little less camber, but still a very good amount in the rear, and a little bit lower in the rear, just a hair. It looks super good, don't get me wrong. I would love to leave it this, but as of this sits right now, I can't really show you this side yet. Once I move those, I can. As it sits right now, this is my daily. So it's a little hard to convince myself to stance it out like this. But it's very similar all the way around with a crazy amount of tilt. But I think something like that will give you a decent idea. Other than that, we are just gonna get right on to adjusting everything in suspension. Mostly what we're doing today is messing with the ride height and the camber. We're gonna try to bring some of the camber out of it and try to get it a lot higher so it at least can fit on an alignment rack, or figure out something to do with that. But this car is going to be kind of low, but not stanced. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how to get alignment because this thing has got everything in the suspension ripped out of it and all fully adjustable arms. So I don't really know even where to start. It's not like I'm just adjusting toe. I gotta adjust everything in the rear and then some of the stuff in the front. So I don't really know where to start. So we're just gonna let them do that one. So yeah, let's get started. I need to spin the whole sleeve up. All right, we're about to put the car back on the ground for the first time after adjusting the first side. Took a bit of the camber out of it, put some height back in it. Should put some wood underneath it just in case. See how she's sitting. Still low as fuck. Definitely less low. Definitely less camber. Show you. Yeah. It's like I added more, but it's like I didn't do anything, really. Well, back up she goes. All right. After a bunch of up and down on both sides, we got both wheels basically the same height and same amount of camber. It's sitting around -1 to -2 degrees of camber right now. It's kind of hard to pull it all the way out. I got them both very close. So that's where I'm gonna probably just leave them for now. And see that there's a shit ton of less camber and it's a lot taller. So both of them, the tread is just under the fender. This is going on 19s, so keep that in mind. These are 18s right now, so you will get a bigger wheel. But you can see this side might even be the tiniest bit lower. But we'll figure that all out when the rears are up. That was a bit of a pain. I think both sides went up and down about 4 or 5 times each. So yeah, we're gonna move on to the rear and try to knock it out. We've already spent a little more time than I wanted to on this, so let's go. All right, so we are officially done with adjusting and raising the car and whatnot. We took a lot of lowness out of it, so it's back up higher now. We took a lot of camber out of it. So the wheels are a bit more straight. They're a bit still cambered in from natural camber and just me not being able to pull enough out of the front or something. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there, but I'm not completely against it. Kind of like the amount of camber that it has. It's not a whole hell of a lot. It's sitting around -2 degrees, both up front and the rear is pretty damn close to it. It might even be a little less, which is good because that means we can match the rear pretty easily, which is the goal, really. I don't have upper camber arms in the rear, so really all we can do with that is match it and make it look good, for now anyway, which is going to be the goal. But I'll go ahead and show you what it's looking like. So if you could remember the before, a whole lot of camber has been pulled out of the front and the rear back there. Well, just from raising it in the rear. Go ahead and show you this. It's still on the block, so it's still a little higher off the ground, but the wheel gap should be practically the same. We're just a little over the tire on this side and a little over the tire on that side. It's basically the exact same on both. Same with the rear. Rear is definitely lower. This is about my max height with my setup that I have, that I'm able to go. And it's matched on the other side. It's basically cutting the tire lettering in half on both sides. So it's pretty low still. So you can see it's definitely not got the most ground clearance by any means, but a lot of the camber has been removed out of it, which is exactly what I want. We're about to put the car fully on the ground, take it off the blocks. And I wanted to show you, we put new test pipes on the Z. It should be a bit louder. The resonated test pipe sounded really good. It was just super quiet at certain times, and I kind of like a little bit of noise, and that thing was just super quiet. So we'll get that recorded for you guys as well. There she is. It's a little dark, but hey, she looked fucking good, but